There it is. There it is. There it is. And we're alive. And we're alive. Yes. We are alive. We are alive. We are alive. Hello, 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 everybody. I'm just trying to find a pen that actually works, because this one just died on me. Good evening, everybody. How are you all doing today? It is 6 o'clock, and that means, let's just get this. I never know what this thing always looks like. It's cutting and it has a line that is so dark. But anyway, we are going with it. We are going. Okay, hang on. Guys, welcome, 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 and good evening. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining us. I see not yet you are here. So come on, come on, come on. Let's get started. It is 6 o'clock. And wow, I'm so excited. I am so excited. Family, can you mean, man? My family is just. Okay, so today, it is Thursday, the Lighthouse Conversation with me, Zimkita Mlanzeli. And today, I'm so honored that we are talking to a good old friend, lost and found, good old friend of mine. Boy, did we have some fun. I'm joined by Olwethu Kwayiba. The guy is a lot of things, but I will introduce him as a CEO and founder of Kwabo Industries. He is a coach, he is a business coach, a mentor, and he is just passionate about entrepreneurship and helping young people find their way in this business, in the different businesses that they're at. So, but he will unpack for us a lot of that as we continue our conversation. Actually, he just called me and said he is ready. And so I shall find him. And then we can start the conversation. Okay, so what is happening here? Why am I not finding my babe? I'm not finding my baby. Because I see he is online. Technology. Techno. Ash, babe, can you see this live? Like, are you seeing this video? If you are, jump on it. And you can request. I think you would have to request. Ooh, these things. My darling, these things. There we go. Okay, so we have a person on. Let me see if it is you. Ash, if this is you, please send a request. There's a little button at the bottom of your, I don't know, are you on the phone or are you on laptops and things? Oh my God. You know, the devil is a liar. We shall have this conversation. My love, you can request to be a guest on here so that I can find you. I see people are jumping on. Welcome, you guys. I cannot see what is happening. There he is. Adding. Okay, I'm adding you, my love. Ooh, you looking for the button? Listen, these buttons, sometimes they act like they don't want to be found. Okay, I've just sent you the thing. It says it's adding, so we just wait. So if it's asking, it's requesting that I'm adding you, so just accept. It should pop up on your thing that it says you've been requested. Mm. Why did it decline? Okay, I'm gonna try again. Let's see, add. There we go, it's adding. It is adding. Now we just wait and see. I need a cushion. I need a cushion. Connecting.
Something's working, something's happening.
I'm losing my mind! Lift it up, let me see you! Let me see you!
So good to you, my love.
Oh my
I'm so
God! There's my crazy! How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me all right?
I hear you perfectly. I had not seen you in years. I think the last time I saw you, we were in a concert at Destined.
With Mutavan. Yep. That was so long ago.
Yeah. It's been forever.
And you haven't changed a bit. Look at you. You still look like a chicken. Spring.
Oh, please, girl. Thank you. I'll take it.
You look amazing, honey.
There seems to be a delayed back sound. So I can hear
Right.
you, but I can still hear myself echoing in the background. You said that's
Oh,
basically
wow.
what up on your side.
Okay. I'm gonna try and see if let me put on my earphones and see if that will help.
Okay, I'm going to the bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fine.
Here, you little monkeys. Okay, let's also close the door because yes, earphones, you are here. Let's sort this out.
Okay.
Okay, how is that? Is that better?
Much,
Worse? Yeah,
much better. Much better. I can hear you.
much better. Good. I hope it's not the internet connections because Satan, I cannot do
This
that.
time, the devil is a liar. You said things are going to
The
work out.
devil is a liar. You know, the whole day I've been listening to Hle Live. Go yeah. Wow, blesses my soul. So I'm in such high and good spirits. And I am so happy and honored to have you on this talk.
I'm so excited. We are vibing on the same.
Yeah, yeah. So let's do this. Oh my God, where do we even start? Listen, I didn't send you questions because my heart was just swirling in spaces in my I was just everywhere. So I needed to collect myself. So I'm still collecting myself because I had to stalk you some more and go revisit your profile and watch that video that brought you back into my life again. And let me just say, let's actually start here. For those who will be joining us, and those who will be coming on to watch this later. So this is Olwethu Kwayiba, a long lost friend that I'm happy to have found again. As I said earlier in the introduction, he is a business coach, a mentor, CEO and founder of Kwabo Industries, which he will unpack everything for us in this hour. And really, I can't introduce you well enough. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask you to do that for me. So what I usually do is I ask my guests 2 questions. Who is Olwethu Kwayiba, and what do you stand for?
Oh wow, those are such huge questions.
We don't play.
That coming out
We
straight,
don't
you know?
play.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So Olwethu, is this person. I suppose have credit because I'm at home now in credit, in the Eastern Cape. Humble beginnings. I'd like to. I always say to myself, I'm a boy from the township. I always say this, of which I'm not sure how much of that is still true because life changes you a bit. But I think in my heart of hearts, I'm still a simple boy from the location. Humble beginnings. I'm born of educators. I always think we always look for our life purpose. You just look at your family tree, right? You will always find that your family, whether you are farmers before, whether you're musicians. So it just so happens in my family we are all teachers, right? My mother's a teacher, my father's a teacher, so I come from a family of teachers. And that has sort of been my guiding light throughout my life. Really, I knew it this teaching thing, which got us to being to the coach. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that in a minute.
We will. We will. And tell us, what do you stand for? What would you say you
Oh,
stand for?
my core values of my company, which is my core value, is intention, alignment, prosperity, right? Which is clear on your intentions, align with that intention, and prosperity is yours. So that has been my formula in
I'm making
everything
notes.
that.
Don't mind me. I'm making notes.
No, of course, don't laugh. So yeah, that has been my magic formula in life, like intention, alignment, prosperity, and those are the core values of Kwabo Industries.
Wow. And to think I call this conversation, destined for purpose. I don't even know where that came from, but it just fit so perfectly with just the the journey that you're on and the things that you are doing, which are amazing. So thank you very much for that. And your values, your core really speaks to what this conversation for me, I would really like it to be about. Because, so a little background, when I came across the interview that you did for that show on SABC2.
Yes.
I had to watch it a couple of times because, one, I cried. Olwethu, I cried. I cried for so many reasons. You looked amazing, stunning as always. And two, just how much depth, the depth you spoke with, how you unfolded your journey, and I think what connected to me the most at the end were the 3 things, but we'll get to that. The 3 things that you asked for that's aligned. And remembering that I had done the same thing last year, I was like, I have to speak to him. There is no way. There is no way. So yes, go ahead.
Everything happens for a reason, my friend. Everything happens for a reason. And even when I did the interview, it was one of the scariest things I've ever done in my life because telling your story requires bravery. There are certain parts of yourself that you don't really want people to know. Those are we want the Instagram, we want the success, we want the kingmaker. You know what I mean? But nobody knows what actually happens behind the story. You know what I mean? So I did that interview as a way of daring myself to own my journey and own always to and let nobody use my story against me because that's what happens when you're secret, right? But again, it melts my heart to hear you say that you cried because I did it because I wanted to. If one person can learn from my story, then it was all worth it. You know what I mean? If one person can say, "Oh my God, 3 things, I'm done.
I'm
I
done.
serve a purpose on this earth." So it came at the perfect time, and so humbled to be able to do that, and I'm so humbled that so many people connected with that story. Yeah.
Wow. So let's talk about that journey. Let's help our viewers unpack it a little. And I love what you say about, we always focus on the other things that, are up in the front of you. That's the Insta, the shots, the good times. But yours hit me so hard because, one, I know you personally. So I started asking myself, like, where the hell was I when this guy was going through the most? Like, how did that happen? How did I not know? Wow. So help us unpack that story. I'm not sure where you would like to start. Perhaps when you were at the university during the Fees Must Fall and you were working there. So you're working at the yeah.
Yeah. So when I was working at the university as a admin manager at dispensing bursaries, that's when I realized, that there's so much potential. Like if you just took time and just, and just to, which is my favorite thing to do. I love spending time with children, and you see, man, there's the kids are around.
Kids are right.
No things, and it's just a matter of how to find, and there's that word again, connect them with the right opportunity so that they can understand the opportunity that they so that they can utilize it to their full potential, right? Because sometimes I feel at the research potential, the challenge with grants and other things too is that when a person doesn't understand why they are receiving that thing and what to do with it, we tend to, right? So it's always been a lesson of mine to make you understand that when you get something like this, know exactly what you're going to do with it and what is your end, right? So I work at the university, loved my job there. Like, it was a job I wanted for a very, very long time. Something I pursued, something I really wanted, and I got it eventually, as with everything. And then it just so happens that it was during the time of this, right? And one of the benefits that have always benefited me personally in my life is that I've always been an intersectional person, right? Whether it be gender, people find me androgynous, whether it be career-wise, I'm always that in-between person, right? So even when I was at university, I'm young enough to blend in with the students, yet I'm old enough to understand the workings behind when I worked there. Yeah. So that was an advantage that I've always had in my life, right? So doing Fees Must Fall, I'm in between the kids, so I know what they need. I know, I'm there, like I'm there, right? And it just so happens that after that, there were the contract expired. Thank you for your services. Adios, right?
Bye bye.
So, the dream job gone, right? And in hindsight, I've come to understand that as once we always want to manifest something, whether it's a job, whether it's a marriage, whatever. But once you accomplish that and the time for that thing is done, the time is done. Let it go, right? That's one lesson I learned. That's the number one lesson I learned. I cried. I don't want to lie. When I lost my job, I cried. I've never lost my job in my life. And work, I cried ourselves with work. Something we talk about. Guys, they are sudden, like I know what I'm doing. How do I, you know what I mean? So it was a huge blow for me. And I don't cry. Like I'm not a crier. Like it's not who I am. But I had to mourn that. But then I soon realized, wait a minute, I accomplished that. Now what? That is always my magic formula. I say, okay, cool. That went down. Now what? So how do you move forward? So that's I'll let stop this because I can talk.
I actually want you to talk because I'm getting so many good nuggets already. Like, we are in this conversation 5 minutes and already you are just dropping. Like, wow. You say you counted the steps that you took, like you did that, you achieved that. You didn't wallow in this state of, oh my God, I've always wanted, maybe nothing will ever happen for me again. That was that big. Or you say, I counted the step. I say, I did that. I walked on water. I did that. So now to wake up to yourself and say, now what? What does it take for you to be in that space, to come to that realization about, okay, is there a principle that you use? For me, I have the 72-hour rule that I learned from somebody in one of the things that I watch, one of the podcasts. Like, sit and wallow with it. If it's like small and problem, sit and wallow. And then when you wake up the next day, now what? Okay, let's plan, let's act, let's go. So what is it like for you? What's that process like? Because it's part of grieving, but at the same time, awakening to something more.
Ask a very, very profound question. Going in with them.
There's no time to play, honey.
I love it. Going in. I want to go back to something you said earlier on about saying, but you are going through all these things. How come I didn't know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was the reaction of most of my friends. I guess if you want the interview, my friends didn't know where I was. My friends didn't know what was going on because again, I was putting up this facade and I got this together. You know, and the lesson there, and where that came from, because the first thing you asked how to get, I identify that where that came from. I come from a home, a maternal home, where my grandmother used to say, "But then I will really in my food." She also say, "But you never cry unless you've overcome the problem, right?" So that is where my suppression of crying comes from. That's where I took it from the breast. Yeah, because it's a very valid point, but
Yes.
you can't cry now, guys. Cry once you know what you want to do, because once you're feeling your busy, the problem is still there, you know. So I've always then took that to heart and said, okay, that happened. Now what? That's been the foundation of my now what. But okay, then how do you solve this? Because crying is clearly not going to solve the problem, right? But as empowering as that was a double-edged sword because it doesn't allow me to express how I feel in that moment, right?
Yes.
And what that blow of losing my job allowed me to do was for the first time in probably like over 30 years to cry and say, oh my God, because I invested all my heart and soul in this job. And allow myself to mourn and say, and mourn. But again, as you said, once I allowed myself to crack open and be fragile, that's the word we don't use it often as men, or to speak to men, fragile, that's when the answers came, because you cry and then when you wake up in the morning, you say, aha, but when you don't allow yourself to say, this is happening, it's going down, it's going down right now. Cry if you have to, be angry if you have to, but tomorrow morning get up and face the world. So that has been my bouncing force, which is again like all gifts, it's a double-edged sword because it strengthens me and at the same time I'm careful not to use it against me. So I express my feelings, I express where I am. So one of where that three things that came from is me understanding this is how I'm feeling, this is how it's gonna make me feel better. I need ease. That's what's gonna make me feel better. And what would ease look like? And I need security. What would security be like? A roof over my head. So it's always been a thing. What do you need? What do you need? So that has been my I say formula, for hard times, because there will be hard times, there will be hard times. So yeah, that's I hope that answers the question.
Goosebumps. Goose bumps. Wow. So listen, there's so much to unpack in that, but let me just go here. Being fragile and being vulnerable. You say that it took you to a place where you were able to break down, and that's where from there then you saw the next. Now that you've cried it all out, now that you've let it all go, and you said this in the beginning, that, let it go.
Yeah.
And then when you get up and say, now what? What was your now what? What were your next steps? What did you do?
Luckily for me, when I lost my job, I had this idea of, what would it look like to create a youth mentorship program. I didn't know it was coaching. Coaching was for soccer then, and I don't do sports.
Yeah.
So I didn't know it was called coaching then, but I knew that I wanted to do something along those lines. So when I lost my job, I thought, okay, fine. I've sort of been putting this out into the universe, and how do I then pursue this, right? And that's where that place of vulnerability, when you come back, I was planned. There's no hustle, there's no nothing. It's when you sit down and say, okay, what's the next logical thing? That's the question I always ask myself all the time, every day. What do you want? What's the next logical thing? So I have this idea. I want to do this. At the time, the vision that because I'm a visual person, I'm a closeted creative, I think, because I never thought I was a creative person, But you and I come from dance, right?
You have been so creative. Listen. Go on.
Creative. But I've always thought of myself as a linear thinker. And again, even that, once I leaned into my creative side, that's where the magic started happening, right? So you start asking yourself a different set of questions, which is like, what do I need? Because I find oftentimes things happen. Oh, why is this happening? Why me? Because which is my favorite one.
They, mama, how dare they?
Instead, there's a lesson there. There's a breakthrough. Ask yourself the right question. Say, okay, that was a fun ride. Now what? What would make me feel better? Because everything you want is because you think it's gonna make you feel better, right? Whether it's a job, whether it's money, it's because you want it because it's gonna feel better. And once you understand that, okay, I need security, and that security looks like a job. It's on getting money every month. You pursue that, right? Because I find also another thing that holds people back is people are indecisive. I want it, but I want it. I want it. Decide. Decide. That's what happens when I lost my job. There was nowhere to go. I was like, okay, I don't want to go back to shape, right? I'm scorned from corporate, so I'm full of like I'm full of belung, I love me white people.
Yes.
So I was like,
all of them must go. No.
I was done. So I was like, okay, let me nurture then this seed, which is this idea that I have. And the one thing I had at the time was social capital. I know a lot of people who know a lot of people, and that was where the aha moment came from, about how do I leverage knowledge and the things that I've learned and my experience and with the people that I know who do things in the community, in the city. How can I put pieces together and create something that will create value for people? And that was when the magic started unfolding.
Wow, listen, there's a bit of sound thing happening. I don't know if it sounds like there's people talking in the background. Do you have people talking in the background behind you?
It's this back when I was telling you.
Oh, it's technology, but I can hear you though, so it's fine. I want to ask you, how do you do that? How did you do that when you were
at a point, you know, when you have a fresh idea, and especially being a Black young man in a Black community, you start telling people your idea. Either one, Nanko, dreamer, always thinking that he's better, or it won't work, or this is not gonna fly, or but you could just get another job, or people always have opinions around them. So what was it like using the people in your connects, you know, you the people that surround you, going to them and saying, okay, this is the idea that I have, and having to check and know that I need such resources from this person, this is what I need from that person. There is disappointment that goes along with that. There is the rejection, there is being misunderstood. There's just a lot of factors that could keep you from not going and achieving. And this is a pipe dream thing. This is a pipe. Who do you see does this? Look, Shin, when you want to come and do this thing. What was that like? What was the internal dialogue that was going for you as you were getting ready to say, these are my next steps? I'm going to talk to these people and such.
Right. At last. Um, this is something that I've learned recently.
Thank you.
You know, when you have an idea, you know, you must allow it to grow within you. You know,
Yeah.
right? Because what usually happens is you have an idea, it excites you, it invigorates you. If I want to tell them about it, Zim is gonna say, "Hey, this one, dreaming, what?" You know, and immediately crushes you off, right? So I learned this. The idea must be solid within you. It must. There's a book that I read. There must be a burning desire. Yeah, God, before you can share with anyone else, right? You must see it. You must breathe it. You must live it. You must be born. And that's where the trick comes in, you know, because once you are the passion infuriates you, you know, that's when other people start picking up on it, you know. But if we're now you're still
You're
not
sure.
sure, and if Torisako has holes, then you give people the what's the word, the
Access to the power, they can
shoot you the ammunition now,
shoot you down.
the ammunition to poke the story. So, but also again, the another trick with that, because I often deal with a lot of entrepreneurs who say, "Oh no, I don't want to share my ideas. This will be blah 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 blah." You have
Abba mama, they'll come for me.
Abba mama, but you're going. Like the blueprint, right? But
only you can execute it. That's
Tony, high staging, you know what I mean? Because I know what I bring to the table, right? They will be calm, they will be twerking, they will be, you know, I will bring the house down. Do you know what I mean? So there's a power in knowing yourself and knowing what inspires you and what fuels you, right? So because those are the things then that are going to allow you and going to give you the bravery to say again, what do I need? Who has what I need? How do I approach this? Yeah, God, because also we are so next strategy. We are about okay, Uzim has got this network and it's got these people. How alive? There's that word again.
align.
What do I want the end results to look like? That's always my thing, right? What's my intention, right? How do I then align with that intention? Who has what I want? Like God, who has what I want, and what do I have for those people? Yeah, God. So how do I align then and find those And then once that alignment is there, prosperity, go to your target, my friend. It's
guaranteed.
Guaranteed, right? So
Sure.
that's sort of get myself into those ways in anything I do, right? Whether they are pega, whether it's a recipe, it's always like, how do I want the end results to be? How do I want the experience of the end user? Can't pega. And mind you, people are very fussy, you know. So it's very important to understand what the end user experience is going to be like. Like how to, when I describe this to Zim, like how do I want, and that's where my creative side comes in, because I see pictures in my head, right? So the clearer I can describe the picture to you, then the more you born as him, then you know exactly what I need from you, right? So the half of production is done. So that's that. Can I just switch on the light, because I feel like I'm fading and fading.
Yes,
and
please
fading
switch on the light. I'm gonna close the window because these people in their evening.
Now.
Lord God Almighty, we are doing the things. Come on in. Okay, let's close there. And just okay.
I'm so loving this conversation.
Yes! I am
I'm
so excited. I am loving this conversation. Yeah. Wow. And again, so much to unpack from that. But I love your intentionality. I love how intentional you are from the smallest little things, because that is there's this thing that I believe truly and wholeheartedly, that you teach, as much as you teach people how to love you and accept you and set boundaries and all those things, you also do that to yourself. You teach yourself how to talk to yourself. You teach yourself how to dream and vision and see things. You teach yourself to be intentional, because intentionality, I am finding, now that I'm on this journey of being intentional about everything, even to the little things, as simple as cooking. As simple as cooking. You put that energy, you put that intention in there and the focus, and then everything else aligns. I love how you say it. It is guaranteed that it shall come together, because you first created it, you saw it, you knew where it was going. So that when it's taking a 10, then you know, okay, maybe.
It's what I call life by design. Like literally life by design. You design each and every second of your life by design, right? So oftentimes I think the coolest thing about things just happen, right? And it's been so interesting. Being luckily in lockdown, I've been at home with my family, which is something I'm very grateful for, and it's been a humbling learning experience, you know, because this is where your rearing started. This is where your indoctrination started. As I said, this is where in the or this is where all of those things that you say, that dialogue that you talk of started, apparently, right? And I always say, my mother, I love her dearly. And the thing is, in her crossing, she's not communicating. So you still don't know what she wants, right? And I realized I left my mother's house and I perpetuated the same communication cycle. Relationships, in friendships, in work scenarios, in all those things. So in my journey, I'm getting goosebumps as I say this. In my journey, it was important to come home. And luckily for me, but when the COVID, that just before COVID, I came home, right? But those were the lessons. But again, because I understood and I embraced the journey, but okay, universe, I should come home. I don't know why, but need man go to. Okay? So surrender, that's another word I learned. Surrender. So I came, so and that learning how to communicate, it's been an ongoing battle with my mother, an everyday struggle of communication. Mama, ufuna ntoni? Punga. Okay, mama, go fukanyiti. She gets upset. I'm like, but I'm trying to get you what you want, which then goes back to this life by design thing. How are you going to get what you want if you're not clear on what you want? It's logic, right? Kanti if ubuthekum ndicela undenzele ikofu enobisi, specific, it's clear, andidumdizeli, I go straight to what you need me to do, done in record time. You see, the universe works in exactly the same way, right? But oftentimes you want something, but oh, I want a business. Ugh, what is that? You know, what does it look
What
like?
does it look
What do you want to
like?
do? What is your everyday like? And I tell you, Zim, it's. I feel like I'm talking in business. I hope I make sense. So
Yeah, you
my
do. Go on.
yeah, intention for 2020, my dream for 2020 was to design my life in a way that I can travel. I really wanted to travel this year. Like I wanted to not be bound by city for umsebenzi, right? So hence I created the Cassie MBA. It was really my thing, but I want to create this thing where I can work anywhere. Dun. That's got COVID at the time, right? Fast forward to 2020, shut down, lockdown, and this thing that was a vision in 2017, this thing that was an idea in 2017, online learning, blah, 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 is now an actual thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, go get that data, go get it, uzofundisa, Jani, WhatsApp, huh? 2020, my friend, it's now an actual thing, right? So the universe, in a way, it's got jokes. Yeah, it prepared me for exactly the thing that I said I wanted. So, because since I've been in lockdown, we've been traveling, I've been doing things, living the dream. Is it perfect? No. Am I? Do you know what I mean? But is manifestation? Yeah, I can travel anytime. I can go anywhere. I work on the projects that I love, living my dream. You know, so I say all this to say everything in life is about perspective, right? Even the things you say you want, there's a you must be able to I actually wanted to be able to go online and talk to Zim and actually call this my job. Actually, that is my job. That is actually what I do.
That's what you do, babe.
You know, it's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy.
Wow.
So even I get triggered. So I'm here at home, and uh, I come from a home of educators and get a job. So
The
that's
system
the system,
that we
the
were raised with.
indoctrination. Right? So firstly, I don't follow the system because of patriarchal norms. I'm wearing a kimono right now. Yeah, God. So out number one, black sheep. Yeah, God. I don't follow the system. Second of all, I tried to do it their way, right? I did the degrees, I did the job, I did all of that, and still I was not happy. I even remember my mother when I resigned from I worked at the office of the premier for a while, which again, dream job. I wanted
Living
it.
the life. We're seeing photos and we like, with the premier, hey, this guy, look at you go.
The funny thing, life has got jokes, my friend, jokes. Because even then, the things I do now for the premier's office are the things I was suggesting when I was working there, but nobody listened to me. It's crazy. It's crazy to me, right? Full circle moments. It's literally because when I was working, ironically, when I was working there, the premier was there to me. I could not even access
Out
it
of
when I
reach, no access.
but I realized, my guys, this is not the impact that I wanted to do. And again, had the bravery to pursue what I wanted, which was the university job at the time, and say, but I'm not happy here. This is not what I wanted. Again, universe, thank you, manifestation. I got what I wanted. What's next? You know. So I say all this to say, learning how to communicate with yourself and linking it to what you were saying about that dialogue in your mind. For me, I've been fortunate, as I said, to be the black sheep that nobody expects me to follow status quo, you know? So I'm always that cousin that nobody knows what they do and nobody really bothers
Like, what
because
does it do? What is it doing now? Doesn't he have 2 degrees and he's at home? What is it doing?
And so I think that patriarchy. Yeah, so I'm
Patriarch.
always that cousin that they just leave alone to do their own thing. You know,
Wow.
so but even then, my family has been very embracive, because they've taken the learnings that having a person like me, their family, in their strides hasn't been easy, but they've been learning, and even since I've been home, um, I've been coaching. I haven't stopped working throughout lockdown. I've been working, I've been coaching. I've been doing my course, which is the Cassie MBA. People just find me. It's weird. People just find you.
Reverse indagato.
Yeah, God, it's reverse indagato. But again, it's that thing when you're magnetic by with pillar, like you ignite it, you live it. So people just find me. Like there's an entrepreneur who wanted to start a bakery before lockdown. As we speak now, he's working in a bakery, which is a startup, and is a in a short period of time, but just by him being clear on what he wanted, and just us working through and say, okay, Booty. So now, and luckily he's a sportsman, so the coaching for it worked.
Yes.
That's why I'm like, he caught onto it so quickly, and by using the language that you understand. This is a Cassie boy who just happened to have a passion for cooking. You know what I mean? Ezando elokishini that are not going to be praised and not going to be worshipped. We are pega, right? And he understood that I love cooking. It's what I love doing. And those are the people that I want to work with. Those are the people who say, this is something I've done. It's something that I do, and he's thriving now. Like he just got a new job. He's, clarity, intention, alignment, prosperity. Step 1, step 2, step 3.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the Cassie MBA for a bit.
Go in, sister. Go
Break it down for us. So, what is it? So, you coach young entrepreneurs on how to be prosperous in their business, right? So, people find you. Say, I find you on Facebook, or I know now you are getting your visuals up. You'll be ready, and you will share everything with us, and we can find you more. We'll stalk you.
I'm so excited. I can't wait.
It's coming. It's already here. It's already here. So tell me how it works actually. What happens? How is it broken down? How does the process work when you are coaching an entrepreneur?
So again, the iKasi MBA is one of those things that just came to me. It's one of those things that I get my best ideas between 3:30 in the morning and 4:30. It was just one of those things that's just like, wait a minute, why can't I, using my journey, using the things that I'm saying by step 1, step 2, step 3. Because I find when I coach, people just need that just start here. Step 1 is here, being clear on what you want, right? And then move on from there. Because once you follow, even when you're driving at night, you don't know.
Sorry, my love. Sorry, can I ask just for 1 second? I need to open the door for this child screaming my name here.
Go for it.
I'm coming now. Give me 1 second. Yes, Ruby. Why are you alone?
I love this conversation. So happy.
You ran. Okay. But now you must have a seat because Mama is working. Okay? There you go. Sit. Have a seat. Mama is working. I will be with you in a bit. Oopsie. You're going to be okay. I am coming now. Okay. Yeah? Okay, honey. Hey, this working from home business. Sana.
I was saying to a friend of mine, creating content, Eloxin, is not for the faint-hearted, son.
You know what
Not
I
for the
mean?
faint-hearted.
And to think
Which is
this
a
is
record. Hey, are you kidding me right now?
bengekathuki beme apha ngasegeyitini for no reason. Like, why do you have to stand here at my gate? Nishawutisane. Like, why? No
Right?
boundaries.
And that is the Cassie MBA, my friend. It's literally about that, right? Because so oftentimes when we think about business, it's about that is complicated. Hey. Guys, Abad Bakuti took pantyhose and bayenza ibona and started a business, right? People are creative. Like you can start a business anywhere at any time, wherever you are, right?
With
So
anything.
the iKasi MBA was inspired by that. But when you are at that place where anamali, ananto, all I have is an idea. You're going, where do I start? You're going, what do I need to know? What do I need to do? And all that. So the first part of the iKasi MBA is a personal development, right? Anyone who knows me, I'm all about routines and rituals. Because nobody, even if you don't realize it, you have a routine. Even if you don't know it.
Yes.
You wake up at a certain time, you do the same thing, you have coffee at the same time. Even if you don't, so when people say about, oh, I don't have a routine, yes, you do, right? So it's just a matter of, is that routine working for you, right? And the first thing
is it serving you?
As an entrepreneur, you need to have a very set routine. You need to do certain things every day to make sure that things are happening, right? Because if you don't, there's no business,
Yeah.
right? And the reason I designed specifically this course because there's a point in your entrepreneurial journey where it's a fine point being self-employed and unemployed, and that fine point is in your mind, right?
Yeah.
So it's very important that your patterns and your routines are not that of someone who's unemployed, but that of someone who's self-employed, right? Because
Mindset.
that is the difference between you getting out where you need to be and getting stuck where you are. Because kaloku, unemployed means you sleeping the whole day, you complaining, you're not doing anything, right? You're just stuck, right? But self-employed means ndizovuka ndiye library, ndizovuka ndiyobuza ubani, ndizovuka ndiwhatsappele ubani, I'm gonna send a message to ubani. It's proactive, right? There's no, but because you are
there's no coming in income, but you're feeding into you first.
You are the business. Yeah, God, like you are the if you are not. So this is the mind flip, right? The same way you would have been employed in Sedenzini, you must get up and show up at 8 o'clock in your job. It's the exact. People think entrepreneurship. Oh, I'll sleep and go. No, girl.
I wake up at 12 and do whatever I want because I own my time, darling. Like I am self-employed.
I've never worked harder than I have in my entire life, right? In terms of hours I put, right? In terms of hours, because I'm clocked. I call 8 to 4, right? So that's the one thing. So the first part of the Cassie MBA program deals with that. So what are the habits then that will get you to where you need to be? And it all starts with your morning routine, right? I'm very strict with my morning routine. I wake up at 4:30 every morning.
The 5 a.m. club.
That, as a concept, they sound, oh, guys, 4:30. But once you actually apply them, life changing, right?
Yeah.
And for me, and I don't doing. This is the thing about these things. Are for hashtag 4:30 club. Black people wake up at 4:30 all the fucking time. Excuse my French.
The French is good all the fucking time. We've been doing it, and then we have to travel, and then we come home late, and then my goodness. Exactly. So why can't we do it for us when it comes to building and feeding into us?
Exactly. Wow. So for me, in my journey, I was living in Khayelitsha at the time. And not data, and now so the only place I could have internet access was Espibala Cafe, which is the there. right? So I had to wake up at 4:30 in the morning early to make sure that I'm the first person there. Yeah, good. Because Galoko, number one, he doesn't like queuing. In all my poverty, I don't do queues.
There are some things that a queen should not do. You just know.
2020, my friend, I don't do queues. Yeah, I don't do queues. So in beating the system, then how do I make sure I'm the first one there? How do I make sure I'm organized? How do I make sure I get, because Galoko, maximum you have an hour there, right? So someone else must use the computer. So you must get there, do what you need to do. The internet is slow as hell, right? But you're gonna send that email. If that email needs to go,
just one email in the hour, loading.
You must make sure it's done. But if it means waking up at 4:30, that's what I had to do, right? So that's part of the Cassie MBA, your morning routine, right? And the second part to that is this thing we were talking about living a life by design is, okay, today, what are the things that I'm going to do? Yeah, what's my day looking like? Like pre-paving, seeing what you need to do. And there's this concept that I teach called segment intending, right? Where you divide your day into maximum 5 sections, right? Where you can say, okay, it's work, it's family time, it's fitness, whatever things that you want to do, right? And you will dedicate a certain portion of the time. In my case, between 4:30 and 8, that's my me time. I do my meditations and also everyone is sleeping at that time. So it's nice and quiet. Beautiful time, right? Because there will be no zen in this house. Yeah, God. So that, and then between 8 and about 1:00, that's when I do my work. So whether it's my meetings or whether it's doing admin or whatever work I need to do for the day, that's the time I do my work. And then at 1:00, I set time for self-reflection. This is very important that nobody talks about, right? Because I'm one of those people that will check on you. Oh, Zimunja, how are you feeling? I will check on everybody else except for me.
But you.
Do you know what I mean? Check on all human beings, including the dogs, because we have dogs here at home. Check on all humans and beings in the house and forget about me. So it's a thing that I always put and say, self-reflection. How are you feeling today? Like how
intentionality again. I love it.
Right? I set time.
Did we lose you now? Oh my God, your video just froze. What in the hell happened? Oh, he's gonna connect again. He has to connect again. Okay, guys. This is getting good. And now there he is. He's back. You froze there for a bit and we lost you.
I even lost my train of thought. I was saying, I set the intention for family time, where I check on my family, because I realized, my relationship with home is that I come here for 2 weeks, I live in 2 weeks, and I have my own life. Right? Again, that cousin that's there, and I never got to share myself with my own family. I never, the person that you guys see. My family don't know that person. It's crazy, right? So it has been an intentional and deliberate thing to share that person that you see, guys. My family, I'm a miles of that person because I never share that person, right? So and setting the time to family time, right? So it's been an intentional thing I do in my day, and that's usually between about 5 and 8. And the last thing that we do in my day is a night routine, right? You have to have a night routine as an entrepreneur. Number one, to check off the things that you set out that you're going to do today. Yeah, I said I was going to have a meeting to Zim. I said I was going to do this. I was going to do that. I was going to do this. Did I do that? What's the follow through? What am I doing tomorrow? Because actually your day starts the day before. You know what I mean? So I did this with Zim. I'm going to do that. I must do that. You know what I mean? So what needs to be done? What needs to be done the following day? Night routine, right? And also, there will be those days when things don't go according to plan, and there are
Yep.
plenty of those days, right?
Yep.
It's very important. I think you touched on this earlier, to learn how to soothe yourself, right?
Yeah.
I truly believe that one of the perpetuating factors for gender-based violence is that people do not know how to soothe their emotions. They are not equipped
Self-soothe. Learn.
to self-soothe, because no
No.
one is going to.
Sixakekile.
If I was talk about what's your problem, ain't nobody got time. Everyone's got their own
No.
issues, right? Which also links to what you were saying earlier on, that you are going through this whole thing, but nobody knows. Because I always felt that I must come to you and say, Zim, can you help me? Galena. If it didn't 20 rand a taxi, like I must be intentional and be specific what I need in that moment, right?
Yeah.
So people always expect, no, it's
Utheni
not Zim's
ungathethi?
job.
Utheni
Yeah, it's not. It's your job to say, Zim, this is what I need. This is why I need it. You don't even need to explain sometimes why you need it.
Why?
This is what I need. And be clear and be honest with yourself in what you need. I need an Uber from here to there. I need a roof over my head. I need bedding. See how this works? So being that intentional in every single moment of your life yields results. So that's what we teach you in the first part of the Cassie MBA, right? So we teach you the morning routine, and I have my own morning priming, because the secret to being, as I say, magnetic and energetic, and is to fill yourself up with all those feelings that you want to feel, all the vibes that you want to create. You must feel that within yourself. First thing in the morning, before you check your social media, before you deal with your mother, before you deal with the dogs, so that you have a solid base to start from, right?
Yeah.
My grandmother used to wake up at 4:30, ironically, and as a way of thanking, Amawabo for waking her up, as a way of protection for her family, as a way of, it was a grounding practice where wherever I go from here, I am solid, I am protected, you know what I mean? So I designed a morning priming routine that inspired by my grandmother, and a bit of
Zhuzh for you.
a bit of zhuzh things, but the ultimate result is, whether we are tandaza, whether uchising pepo, the ultimate thing is to get to the highest vibe possible. How you do it, up to you, girl. Just do it. You know what I mean? Just do it. And then the second part would be, of course, teaching the segment intending, as to how do you break down your day into those things, because that's literally the juice that will keep you going, right? I need to do this today. I have a web series today. I need to record an episode for this. I have a coaching session. Plan your life. Be intentional. And the last part of the first part is the night routine, which nobody talks about, because the winding down, the soothing yourself, the making peace with someone said something that you didn't like, because it's important to close off the day. It's important so you don't wake up from the same vibe left off yesterday. Important.
No, it's just hitting me right now that the things, what you're saying right now about it's important to close it off, because we wake up in the morning and being mad about the things that we didn't achieve, and just carrying that weight and all that energy unnecessarily.
I always use the analogy of a computer. When you open your computer and lots of tabs open at the bottom, over time your computer starts becoming slower and slower and slower. Now, when you start carrying that baggage over time, your energy is tied up.
You will crash.
And don't wasted energy. You could have done something else with that energy, right? And that's why I say, you ask yourself empowering question: what's next? Like, okay, that didn't happen yesterday. What am I gonna do tomorrow to make sure that Lennon Ifuna happens? Yeah, God, it's about Next step, okay, and sometimes I'm learning you are being protected from something. That was not the right time for it to happen. Yeah, God, never force things to happen. This is another thing I always tell entrepreneurs. Yes, there's a hustle. Yes, there's effort. Even the word hustle, it has a connotation
It
to it.
doesn't sit, yeah.
I like the word effort because effort, it's not work. This is not work to me. It doesn't
Yeah,
look like I'm working. This is not work to me.
dude.
I can do this all day, every day. You know what I mean? I
Oh,
love this. This is what I love doing. If this is teaching and I get paid for this, sign me up, honey. Like, where do I
yes.
sign? This is the dream job. You know what I mean? So it's about you think this means
That's
I
all
lose my
right.
own I lose my own train of thought. Yeah, God, this means it's about this particular. It's the first part of the Cassie MBA. It's the aligning part. It's the aligning. How do you align towards something that you want? What are the habits as well as every day? If utufuna summer body does not start in October, girl. You're gone. Also, Kaluchi Lemon
Mm,
go October. It started
mm,
December last year. Yeah, gone. But next year December I will
yeah,
have a summer body. And what are those
yeah.
routines that I'm gonna do every day to get me
What's
to
the
that?
requirement?
It's not an overnight thing, right? I'm
Wow.
not gonna be the kingmaker overnight. It was a steady every day where I did something towards being the kingmaker, and over time, boom, the premier is right before my eyes. That's what happened. So that's the first. But let me finish the question because I went in there. So and that's the first
Mm,
part of the gas MBA, which is I feel the most important part because that's the part that nobody talks about. That's the soft and touchy feely stuff. And most of the times when I do the course, the entrepreneurs are always like, why are we doing this? Like, where's the business? What is this? You know what I mean?
yes, let's
And
start.
only at the end they're like, oh, that was my favorite part because all the aha
Mm,
moments come because only when you start doing the work, you then see the momentum start picking up, right?
yeah.
And then part two of the iKasi MBA is, the actual business stuff, the actual, what are your customer segments, what are your distribution points, what are your revenue streams, how do you create value for your customers, what are the market, the actual business. But now that Uti, you are a DJ, right? That's your passion. That's what you do. You want to play music. You play music every day. It's your life. You set time for it. It makes you happy. Now that we've established that and it's part of your routine, how do we turn that into a business? They're gone. Who are your clients? Okay, I can play for clubs. I can play for. I create an online playlist for my following on social media. I can play for Abamelwane, whatever. Because if it's your passion, it doesn't matter.
It
You
happens
do it for free.
anyway.
It happens
Yes.
anyway. Like
Just do it for free anyway.
you do,
So,
you do. My friend, I teach for like when I was in Kailicha, I was coaching for free. Like I was like, I didn't know I could charge for this because it just
and
made
to
me
think,
happy.
you told yourself once upon a time, I will never be a teacher. Two teachers in the family, never. And look at you now.
That's full circle moment. That's the funny thing about life, my friend. The things also Baleka are the very same things are your blessing. I even when I was in a high school friend of mine was saying this to me the other day, but you know, I always envied you in high school because it always looked like you were gliding through life. Yeah, God,
This is
because
me.
yeah, God, because you were not as much as everyone, but every time you were always in the top. And I was taken aback by this a little bit. I was like, how was I gliding through and I was working so hard,
Yeah.
But I realized, I have my own systems. I've always been a systems person, right? So I have
Mm,
my own way of learning. And once I learn something, the best way for me to remember it is for me to teach it, right? So I would
mm.
learn things again 3:30, 4:30 in the morning. And when because I study group, put me you know me. Amongst people I chat, I don't
You
have
are
time to
there.
study. You know me, right? So I can't study with people. So when I'm with them, I teach because that's what I do. And then as I teach, it solidifies my learning. So even back then, that has always been my thing of learning to teach, because that's when you know that you know the subject matter. So even when I went to I studied business, but education is only as good as what you do with it, right? And I always used to ask the students when we were giving bursaries, why do you want to study this? Because we were giving studies for astronomy specifically. And I always used to ask them, okay, so you want to study astronomy, Papa Queen, what do you say you are studying at UCT? Like,
uyicacisa njani le nto ewe yintoni
like,
i-astronomy?
astronomy, right? And the reason why I used to ask this question is so that they can also, so that le nto ifundileyo be able to translate it, be able to teach.
Teach you it.
Mangayo
Wow.
knowledge yakho wedwa. Xa umntu akubuza uba wenzani kanye kanye, be able uthi no, ndijonga ezibhakabhakeni ezijukujuku, so that xa mhlawumbi kukho into amatye asuke amajaka ezobetha umhlaba sikwazi uwabona. That's a practical example of what they actually do. You know what I mean? So simple, practical. So I guess I've always been a teacher then.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah. And in conclusion, yeah, that's the market job. But in conclusion, asking your question about the iKasi MBA. So the second part, I guess I said, is the business part, where we teach you the business skills and the actual core business. Like business has got 9 sectors that you need to focus on. If you can focus on those on those 9 sectors, which we go through over a 3-week period, then you've got yourself a business. And then the last part of the iKasi MBA program is our social media and e-commerce management module, which is crucial. When I came up with this thing in 2017, I never realized how important this was going to be, right? Until 2020. And in today's world, being able to make money online is not even a, and the guys, you are doomed if you can't. Like, even if you are a teacher, even if you have a job, it's just, and it's as simple as understanding how to use your cell phone and connecting to the internet. It's really use what you have where you are, and money will just come. And another reason why I designed that course specifically is our understanding of imali, specifically as Black people, right? Is ufuna 10 rand, ufuna notes. I always used to think about R1 million is a briefcase, a million rand.
Briefcase.
No. Yeah, pretty ball, that's all. Pretty
I
ball.
want to feel it. I want to smell it. I want to, put it in
Right?
parts of my body,
Yeah, that's not money, girl. Money is not that. Especially in 2020. Money is numbers on a screen. And the sooner you understand that, girl, the sooner you're able to create value and capture money online. Because money, I was even saying to my uncle has taxis, right? I was saying to him, but Malume, we should have these big points taxing, because it's only a matter of time where they say, but money is a contaminant. Yeah, because kaloku first call you transfer money, passing on. It's only a matter of time before they say money is obsolete and illegal, right? Mark my words, you will quote me on this, right? So
I will. Then, I can just see it. You will quote me on this. I hope this is recorded. Money, my friend, it's one of my coach's favorite subjects. They're like, I never thought about it that way, right? Money in a few years, give 2020, in a few years, it's illegal to have money. Receive, catch it.
many ways can I capture as much because it's there, my friend. So I model, I coach, I consult, I sell bags, I sell hair, I do things, you know what I mean? All of these things to make sure I capture as much Donny as possible. And that's what I mean when I say it's not work, it's effort. You must just get organized. And if you go to the Cassie MBA, you can apply this in anything, my friend. In any, we are neater. We are in any. If you just do follow the step 1, step 2, step 3, I promise you, it will blow your mind. And also to sort of solidify the learning for my coachees, we usually we have iKasi MBA events, right? Where once you've gone through the 9-week iKasi MBA program, you then apply the things that you've learned in the program and get to meet customers and sell to real life people, right? So it's not theory. It actually plays out in real life, but you market those posts that you make out every day on social media. People are watching. They may not comment, they may not like, but people are watching Lighthouse. They see, So be consistent. Post every day. Post your business. Do not be ashamed. Post them every single day. But people must know you as the Manina Queen. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
That's how you become. Yeah, God. That's how you become the kingmaker. It doesn't happen overnight. You must be consistent. It's every day. So I created that system for anyone to use, and I
So
designed
how
it in
do
a
we
way.
sign up? How do we get in? How do we get counted?
Day, love it. You want in, right? So I'm if people follow me on my social media, Olwethu Kwayiba, I'm not one of those cool kids. It's Olwethu Kwayiba. There are no underscores straight up on Facebook and Instagram. I'm going to be launching a free masterclass soon, right? Which will talk about all of this concept that I sort of touched on, right? And part of that masterclass would be if you then want to walk the journey with us and enroll for the Cassie MBA program, but for me, it's always been just about spreading the gospel and getting people to familiarize themselves with this concept and apply this concept. I just try it. I want to say, just try it. Just try it once, try it and see and tell me what happens and take it from there, right? And once I always say, once you get a profit and make money from your business, there's no greater reward, no salary is rewarding than even if it's a loss, just the idea that someone is willing to pay you for something when there was an idea changes your life, my friend. Changes your life. So that's the iKasi MBA.
I'm going to, when we get off this live and I go sit in the room by myself, I'm going to cry. I'm going to.
I don't want to make you cry.
I'm going to cry because this has been. I've had amazing conversations, but this Olwethu, this speaks to my heart in so many ways. Everything that we spoke about. Being aligned, knowing what to ask for, knowing yourself. Because if you don't know yourself, the universe wants to give you the things. They are waiting for you, but you are not opening your mouth and saying, "This is what I want." And when the universe gives it to you, you're like, but I don't, in this packaging, in that packaging, you're not sure. You don't know. This is, woo!
I'm getting goosebumps as you are. I'm getting chills as you are. Exactly, my friend. And even for me, as we were discussing this, as I'm talking again, I think in pictures. So as I tell the story, these are flashing before my eyes. I'm getting aha moments. It's always these full circle moments. So I'm equally grateful for this conversation because again I learn from this as much as anyone else learns because these things, as much as it sounds like I'm saying them to you now, as I do this course because every time I do the iKasi MBA course, usually I'm in a different place in my entrepreneurial journey, and I'm trying different things in my business. So going back to basics again, and relearning and reteaching again. You learn by teaching. When you learn something, you're only as good in something as you can teach to other people, and other people can get it and run with it. So it makes my heart happy, and this is what I truly believe is my purpose in my life. This is what I truly believe, that this is my dream. This is what I was meant to do, right? Because every time I talk about it, every time I engage people on it, I feel so alive. You can feel it, most. You can feel my
You are
energy.
so excited. You are contagious. Your excitement is contagious.
I love it because I love what I do that much, right? It still blows my mind, Zinkita, to this day, that people pay me to do this, because not so long ago I was doing this for free, only because I just wanted to help,
You were
and I
that
enjoyed it,
person who just does this. It's what you speak about. It's what and now you're getting paid.
right?
Ah,
It's insane. So when they say follow your passion, this is what I mean. This is what they mean. And if you take the simple principles of the Cassie MBA program, anyone can do it, right? And also the last thing with the Cassie MBA program is that because I understand, you know, entrepreneurs as a lokshin, because the lokshin through and through, right? I know the struggle ye data. I know, ungamnamali yeteksi kuthiwe nanku umuntu ufuna meeting etown awunayo kwaleyo khwela. I know that struggle. I've been there. And that's why the universe sort of put that on my journey, so that I can create things with knowing the end user in mind, right? So the course is facilitated via WhatsApp. WhatsApp. Everybody knows how to use. Even my mother knows how to use WhatsApp, and also Facebook Live, which is this platform that we are on now, that everyone has access to. Anyone can do it, because these are things that are there. But it's just about, I always say, people, you must stop being a social media consumer, and be a social media user. Use it to your advantage, right? Because most people are consumers social media, right? And if you're going to consume it, consume the things that fulfill you, consume the
fill
things that,
you up.
that inspire you, right? But don't ever complain ukuba akho mathuba, or akho support. Nansi phone unayo. I tell you, the first iKasi MBA I did on my master's mobile cell, this phone right here, the videos were shitty, the quality was not nice, but abantu bafundile, my friend, because you see what I mean? Like, I could have easily said, but oh,
I
iPhone
don't
yami
have money
yephukile,
and resources. Yeah.
I'm not lighting, I'm not Tony, I'm not gonna do this course. But the universe was like, who pay a message out, what went the course, you must agile and base, you must do
Follow
what you need
through.
to do, right? Follow through. And that's the other thing. A dream, and again, going back to what I was saying about ideas, right? Yes, people will steal your ideas, but ideas are cheap without execution. Like, if you're not gonna follow through, again, someone might, they did you a favor by stealing your idea, because anyway, you are not gonna bring it to life. So the whole thing where entrepreneurs like, no, I don't want to share my ideas because people are gonna steal them. Implement it. You got implement. So no more Nance, guys. If people
I
understood
have
the
it.
gas, I not the receipt, guys. No one can deny that. No, there are people who can say, "I guys, do you see what I mean?" Execute, so that nobody deal umzoti. Here's my prototype, guys. Now the receipt, Sam, and you know what I mean. So it's those things that I always employ with entrepreneurs. Share your ideas, because the more, once it's solid within you, once you can see it, and you can identify the people who can help you along the way, because you cannot do this by yourself. You
Yeah.
need help. Then only you start attracting the right people. And there's a wise, but which is part of our morning planning routine, is I always ask the universe, where do I go? Who do I talk to, and what do I say? I know you want me to create value, right? I know you want me to create value, and wherever I create value, I will be rewarded for that value, right? I know this. I know for sure. So take me then to those people. Who are those people? And as I say to you, people always find me. So that's part of our morning priming routine, that when you start consciously and intentionally putting those things out there, the right people start finding you. So yeah, that's the iKasi MBA. Yeah, and that's why I do what I do.
I'm gonna have to let you go because otherwise we're gonna sit here all night.
All
Because
night, my friend.
oh my word. I love how you ask things before just answer before it comes out of my mouth. And you just tap into it.
Alignment. That's that word again. We are vibing. I feel when you get goosebumps, I feel the goosebumps, and that's the other key thing to this whole thing. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. Feel what you put out. People, if you put out fear, people sense that. If you put out joy, which is what my default setting, and happiness and fun, and it will annoy a lot of people because a lot of people they don't take me seriously because they think I'm
But
always
at the end,
making fun.
they will be caught by the fun bug, and they will start giggling with you. It's contagious,
right? My thing is, in everywhere I go, people always say, "Oh, you're so fake." Blah blah blah. How can you be so happy all the time?
all the
Because I
time.
intentionally choose to be happy. It's not something that just happens. It's something that every day I wake up and I decide, but I am going to be happy and I'm going to do whatever it takes to make myself happy. I don't depend on anyone else, right? And that's part of independence. That's part of what we teach in the iKasi MBA program. So again, my friend, thank you so much for this conversation. I look forward to engaging with you some more, my friend. I want to have another picnic soon.
We have to. We have to. I mean, there is more. There is so much more we need to do, actually, if you want to mention it. But we will speak about it. There is so much alignment. There is so much that we are going to do. And I just, I love how you, and I'm not even going to ask you to close or summarize because what you said just now is so on point. Everything that you put out, every energy that you put out is the one that will come back. So,
Exactly.
like,
So
I am right now, I'm putting out,
yeah.
whoo, I'm putting out everything that I'm feeling right now in your direction for you to work further in your purpose because you are working on your purpose. For your for that prayer that you pray every morning, that's what I want for you too. Every single person connected to your vision, connected to your person to find their feet walking towards your direction because you are ready, you are open, you're just ripe for the peaking. You just ripened there. And I wish everything of the best. And we're gonna have another conversation because I want to talk about money with you. I want us to pray because you've been through the most with money. So we need to
I
sit
love
down and have another hour, hopefully an hour, but it's an hour and a half. Let me just accept it. I can't stop it. This thing's hour and a half. We talk about
eh,
money and break it down and have the mindsets broken down of how we handle our money.
hallelujah. I love it. I can't wait, my friend. I can't wait. Again, for those who want to follow me on my social media, I just recently did, I think a few weeks ago, a web series on my web series, and this one, on exactly that, on money. So if people want to watch that, and I was talking to a very special guest of mine, Donna McCallum, who taught me my money making magic. So check that out on my social media. But I will definitely come back here because I absolutely love talking to you. It makes me so happy. I'll come back here and we'll have the conversation about money because I want to talk about money. I want to talk about spirituality. I want to talk about our ancestors. I want to talk about how all of these things tie into our purpose and into the things that we say we want to do. Because as you heard in my story, I hope those things come up because teaching is in my blood. It's in my
It's in your
ancestry.
core. It's in your core.
That, that directly links to my wealth and my money. You know what I mean? So those things don't happen by accident. So I can't wait to have another hour and a half, maybe 2 hour conversation, next time. So thank you, my
Listen.
love, for this. It was so much fun. I can't wait.
Thank you so much. I really, truly honor you. And yeah, we will speak soon. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your light. Thank you for being you authentically, unapologetically, without just thank you so much.
My heart, Jesus. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Chat soon.
Bye, baby.
Oh, that was
Guys, I see you, mommy. Say hi, babe. Hi, babe. Thank you so much for tuning in and for living word for us. How do I even? Wow, I hope you guys had an amazing time. Listen, I'm just gonna let this conversation be an hour and a half. I mean, you can watch half and then come back later. It's impossible to fit these things in within an hour. Um, yes, because one of the things I pray for is that God directs everything that happens. I might take control and cut people off, but what if I cut people off at the right time when they're saying something that's gonna get your nuggets going? So thank you very much. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We will be speaking in 2 weeks' time with a very awesome person. Stay tuned on the social pages when I'll be sharing who this person is and what we will be talking about. We're both very excited. Listen, I'm going to take Olwethu in these videos and share it as far and as abundantly. Please share it as far and wide because you guys just need to hear it. You guys need to get your nuggets. There is so much wealth in this conversation that we had. There is so much wisdom. There is so much source that we need every day going into our lives. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Yeah, we'll chat very soon. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Very insightful indeed. Indeed, Melissa. Oh, my Lord. Very insightful. Thank you so much, guys.